Top 20 Best Places to Visit in Hong Kong. Ships of all sizes and kinds pass through Victoria Harbour in a flurry of activity while the skilled Star Ferry's captains manage to prevent collisions. It's difficult to avoid being struck by the towering buildings of Hong Kong Island as you drive the primary route from Kowloon to Hong Kong Island, or more precisely, Tsim Sha Tsui, TST, to Central. The wide open landscapes are the ideal antidote to the constricting limits of the city, and the air from the ocean is especially cooling. Don't bother about planning a time to take the ferry. They depart every few minutes throughout the day and well into the evening, making it simple to find a fantastic seat up front or along the rail. It is as amazing to travel from Central to Tsim Sha Tsui in reverse. If you time it right in the evening, you can catch one of Hong Kong's Symphony of Lights shows. The 360-degree spectacle of laser beams striking the skyscrapers on either side of the harbour is one of the city's free attractions and one of the most popular things to do at night in Hong Kong. Two. Hong Kong Skyline. Hong Kong has one of the most impressive and recognizable skylines in the world. The dense collection of skyscrapers, both on the island of Hong Kong and in Kowloon, combined with the surrounding mountains and harbour set this city apart. In the harbour, traditional red-sailed Chinese junk boats and the historic Star Ferry contrast sharply with the backdrop of modern high-rises. At night, the skyline changes character completely as the sky darkens and the city lights fill the scene. Two of the best places in Hong Kong to see the skyline are from the top of Victoria Peak or from the Kowloon waterfront, along the Tsim Sha Tsui promenade near the clock tower, not far from the Star Ferry dock, where benches line the waterfront and look across to Hong Kong. The latter location is the best place to watch the nightly A Symphony of Lights laser and light show set to music. Three. Victoria Peak, the Peak, and the Tram. Until you take in the skyline from Victoria Peak, also known as the Peak, you haven't seen the greatest of Hong Kong. Take the tram up to the top of this beautiful site to observe the surrounding islands, busy city, and skyscrapers. For the finest views on the ascent, it is advisable to sit on the right side. The Murray Building houses the tram station, which is close to Hong Kong Park's entrance. The Peak Tower and Peak Galleria, which have stores, eateries, and an observation deck, are located at the top of the tram. A sizable park with rich vegetation, walking routes, and more picturesque lookouts offering views of the bustling metropolis below covers the majority of the peak. A trail also leads down from the peak to the city below, following a mix of trails through the forest and sections of road here and there. It can be a bit confusing finding your way. See our article on Hong Kong hiking trails for more details. Evening is a great time to visit the peak, when you can see the spectacular skyline lit against the night sky. This is one of the best views in Hong Kong at night. If the tram line is long, or you want to go directly from your hotel, you can also take a taxi to the top. Four. Big Buddha, Tian Buddha statue. The 34-meter-high Big Buddha sits above Lantau Island's Po Lin Monastery, which was a fairly secluded place until the statue was built in 1993. This is one of the largest Buddha statues of its kind in the world and took 12 years to complete. The size is astounding, both up close and seen from a distance. The setting here is also incredible, surrounded by the green forest and views out over the ocean and islands. Although you can take a bus, the best way to reach the Buddha is via the scenic Nagong Ping cable car, which takes you on a 5.7-kilometer, 25-minute ride over forest, water, and mountains. The ride terminates at the small tourist-focused Nagong Ping village, which you'll have to walk through before reaching the monastery and Big Buddha. Once through the village, a huge set of stairs leads up to the base, but don't be daunted. The walk up goes quickly, and the views from the base of the statue are well worth the effort. You can access the cable car from the MTR Tung Chung station. Some people combine a trip to the Big Buddha with a stop at Tai O Fishing Village, 20 minutes away by bus, but still on Lantau Island. You can also pick up a Hong Kong Travel Pass combo, MTR Pass, Nagong Ping Cable Car, and Big Buddha Tour, which will give you a 1 to 3 day MTR Pass, Metro, round-trip cable car ride, and a guided tour of the Big Buddha. This is a good deal if you are planning on getting around by MTR during your stay in Hong Kong. Five. Wong Tai Sin Temple. One of the newest and most intriguing temples in Hong Kong is the Wong Tai Sin Temple. The first temple, which was situated in Kowloon, was a personal building constructed in 1920. In 1968, a newer structure took its place, and today's tourists can view it. The Taoist deity Wong Tai Sin, who is revered by locals as a bringer of success in horse racing and a healer of ailments, was the subject of the temple's construction. Every fall, a festival honoring Wong Tai Sin is conducted at the temple. The Hall of Three Saints, the Good Wish Garden, and another hall devoted to Confucius and his 72 pupils are a few of the structures that make up the temple complex. In the spacious hall, you may anticipate seeing fortune tellers as well as joss sticks and other offerings that guests can take. Visitors are expected to offer a small payment for the upkeep of the shrine. Six. Repulse Bay and the beaches. Not everyone thinks of beaches when they think of Hong Kong, but you don't have to go far to find some incredible stretches of soft sand. The beach at Repulse Bay is the most popular in all of Hong Kong, with beautiful views and a great place for swimming, although it's very non-touristy. A day spent here is complemented by the luxury and style typical of Hong Kong itself. The street running along the oceanfront and overlooking the wide beach is lined with trendy restaurants and shops. Amalfitana is a fun place to enjoy a pizza, with casual open-air dining looking over the beach. Another nearby spot for a day at the beach is Big Wave Bay. Here, the water rolls in relatively gently to a large U-shaped cove with a splendid beach. This is a much more relaxed and casual atmosphere than at Repulse Bay. A popular outing is to walk part of the famous Dragon's Back hike to Big Wave Bay and dip in the ocean for a swim. Seven. Temple Street Night Market. Another one of those really crucial things to do while visiting Hong Kong is to take a stroll through the Temple Street Night Market. This is the place to go in Kowloon if you want to sample unusual foods and get great deals on everything from clothing and trinkets to electronics and home items. Along with selling jade jewelry and traditional Chinese crafts, vendors also sell gadgets of all sizes and shapes. The best market in Hong Kong for tourists is this one. However, there are several more intriguing street markets where you may find nearly anything. For information on markets to visit during the day, see our article on Hong Kong street markets. The market gets going around 6 p.m., but vendors are often slow to get set up, so it's best not to arrive too early. The MTR stop for the Temple Street night mark is Jordan Station, Exit A. (8) Hong Kong Disneyland. Hong Kong Disneyland is located on Lantau Island. Here, you'll find a wonderful world filled with fun and fantasy populated with the cast and characters from Disney movies. The park is divided into 7 lands: Adventureland, Fantasyland, Toy Story Land, Tomorrowland, Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Point, and Main Street, U.S. exotic and rare animals. The enormous aquarium dome at Ocean Park houses thousands of fish from 400 different species, as well as a reef tunnel and opportunities to touch sea stars and sea cucumbers. You may take part in a giant panda adventure above the sea, which includes red pandas, giant pandas, and the imperiled Chinese giant salamander. Special programs devoted to the North and South Poles are also worth watching. The Mine Train, Raging River, Hair Raiser, and Eagle are all enjoyable rides. Take the MTR South Island line to Ocean Park Station to go to Ocean Park. Ocean Park is undergoing significant modifications right now, with new rides taking the place of older ones and a stronger emphasis on marine conservation. (10) Waterworld at Ocean Park. The Ocean Park theme park has just opened the long-awaited Waterworld section. This year-round aquatic park has 27 indoor and outdoor water-based attractions. Park highlights include Torrential River, Cyclone Spin, Tropical Twist, Thunderloop, and Vortex. All include an element of water that either loops you, spins you, or sends you careening into a black hole. If those sound interesting but not overly frightening, perhaps a ride down the Daredevil Drop or a plunge off the Bravery Cliffs might do the trick. All that said, it's not all about thrills. More family-oriented options include water features for children and a large wave pool. For those truly looking to chill out, or recover from the adrenaline rush, cabana beds are also available. Dining options are available throughout the park, including takeout treats, sit-down restaurants, and halal-certified establishments. (11) Dragon's Back Hike. Try escaping to the Dragon's Back Hike if you're sick of the cramped quarters of Hong Kong and are ready for some exercise. The most popular hiking route in Hong Kong, this climb offers breathtaking views of the ocean, Big Wave Bay, Mount Collinson, Stanley, and Shek O Birdsong, little waterfalls, and the sound of leaves rustling in the ocean breeze provide a welcome respite from the bustle of the huge city. Although the hike is quite simple, start at Section 8, bus stop to Taiwan. After a brief ascent, the remainder of the walk to Big Wave Bay is mostly downhill with some rolling terrain. After arriving at Big Wave Bay, you can take a cab or minibus to Shek O, which is close by. Both locations offer wonderful swimming beaches, and Sheko has a wide selection of eateries providing top-notch seafood. On this hike, don't forget to pack plenty of water, your beach suit, and a towel. It's bliss to end a hike with a dip to chill off and then a fruit smoothie or ice cream. (12) Lan Kwai Fong. As Hong Kong's most popular dining area, the lively streets that make up Lan Kwai Fong are packed with crowds checking out Hong Kong's trendiest restaurants. If you are looking for a place to eat in Hong Kong, especially at night, this is the place to come. Dining on the open-air patios lining the sidewalks, and watching the crowds stroll by is a must-do when in Hong Kong. In addition to the street-level establishments, you'll find restaurants are literally stacked upon one another in the buildings along here. Be sure to check out the directories located at the main entrances. You can find cuisine from around the world. For a dependably good meal, try bistecca, Italian, or brick house, Mexican. The main street in Lan Kwai Fong is Daguilar, but make sure you don't miss wandering down some of the many laneways to find hole-in-the-wall-style restaurants serving some of Hong Kong's best food. Lan Kwai Fong is just up from Queen's Road in central Hong Kong, MTR Central Station. (13) Tai O Fishing Village. You can only have this experience in Tai O Village, which is unique to Hong Kong. Even though it is a well-liked tourist destination, it is very different from the bustling metropolis, packed markets, and theme parks. People that lead quieter, more traditional lives can be found in Tai O. Homes for the Tonka people in Tai O, on Lantau Island, are constructed on stilts over tidal flats. Boat tours around the town are offered by locals, and thereafter you can visit the nearby markets and eat some of the fresh seafood. The endangered pink dolphin is occasionally spotted in the neighboring waters. After climbing to the Big Buddha, many people stop around Tai O Village. (14) Avenue of Stars. For an escape from the city towers to a wide open space with a bit of culture thrown in, be sure to visit the Avenue of Stars. This is where the city pays homage to some of Hong Kong's best-known film stars. Similar to the Walk of Fame in Hollywood, the Avenue of Stars is dedicated to Chinese performers. Closed for several years due to waterfront development, it has now reopened bigger and better than ever. The new walkway is curved and stretches farther out into Victoria Harbour than before, allowing fantastic views of Hong Kong Island. The Avenue of Stars is one of the best spots to catch the nightly laser show and see the neon lights shimmering across the water. The famed handprints are back, along with two new impressive sculptures, one of Bruce Lee with a wonderful water feature and another of Anita Mui. Each night, just down the way, a water fountain dances and sprays water high into the air in a choreographed performance on a regular schedule. (15) 10,000 Buddhas Monastery. 10,000 Buddhas Monastery, located in Sha Tin, offers a beautiful and peaceful escape from the bustle of central Hong Kong and a look at the countryside. Set on a hilltop, the main access to the monastery is reached by walking up a long and curving set of stairs, approximately 400 steps, lined with hundreds of golden statues. The walk is part of the attraction, and each of the statues is unique, many with quirky facial expressions and other interesting characteristics. Once at the top, the path opens into the square in front of the main temple, a welcome sight both because it's the end of the climb and for the impressive structures and statues that surround the open space. Inside the main temple, small Buddha statues line the walls from almost the floor to the ceiling. In the square stands a large pagoda, and statues surround the complex. At the opposite end of the square from the main temple, the view extends out over the lush surroundings, with beautiful vistas looking over pine trees and rolling hills. Despite the name, 10,000 Buddhas Monastery is not actually a monastery at all, and no monks live on the site. It also contains far more than 10,000 Buddhas. The complex was built in the 1950s but is still listed as a historic site. To reach the monastery, take the MTR East Rail Line to Sha Tin Station, exit B. It's easy to get confused here, and another temple is located on a nearby hill. Make sure you are on the right path before heading up. (16) Hong Kong Park. This lovely park, which is in central Hong Kong, is one of the most tranquil locations to visit in the city and a veritable oasis in the high-rise jungle. This enormous, green park, which stretches up a hillside, includes a small forest of old trees, water features, and a variety of significant attractions. The aviary is one of the key sites. More than 80 different bird species call this vast outdoor area enclosed in netting home, and if you were to go through it, you might not even realize you weren't in a forest. You may view birds nesting and resting in the trees by ascending on high walkways to the canopy level. Also in the park is a greenhouse, the Hong Kong Visual Arts Centre, the Flagstaff House Museum of Teaware, and plenty of space to simply relax and soak up nature. MTR Admiralty Station, exit C1. (17) Kowloon Nunnery and Nan Lian Garden. This Buddhist temple dates to the 1930s but was rebuilt in the 1990s in the traditional Tang dynasty style. The structures are all made of wood, and the large complex is incredibly impressive. In front of the complex are carefully sculpted bonsai trees surrounding the lotus pond garden, with several ponds featuring water lilies. The Kowloon Nunnery and the nearby Nan Lian Garden are located in Diamond Hill, in Kowloon. To reach the site, take the MTR Kwun Tong line to Diamond Hill Station. (18) Day trip to Llama Island. One of the simplest and most gratifying things to do is take a ferry to Llama Island if you're searching for a fast getaway from the city and want a complete break from the streets and traffic. No roads or automobiles exist on this lovely island of undulating hills, strewn beaches, and charming settlements. To reach secluded beaches and seaside settlements, you can hike across the interior. You can board ferries to Sok Kwu Wan or Yung Shu Wan. These two villages both have restaurants and are extremely attractive. Both of these towns are accessible by foot, and many visitors opt to take the ferry to one, hike to the other, and then take the ferry back to Hong Kong Island. To plan your route if you want to trek on Llama, visit our post on the greatest hikes in Hong Kong. Even if you don't want to hike, Llama Island is a lovely day trip. On this island, which is only 13 square kilometers in size and home to roughly 8,000 people, the majority of the land is simply covered in forest. In roughly 30 to 40 minutes, ferries depart the city from Central Pier 4 and travel to Sok Kwu Wan and Yung Shu Wan. For times, consult the ferry timetable. (19) Man Mo Temple. As you stroll down Hollywood Road, you will smell the incense from the Man Mo Temple long before you see the building. The temple was built in 1847 and is often remembered for its smoke-filled interior, where incredible coils of burning incense hang from the ceiling. Here, worshippers pay tribute to Man, the god of literature, and Mo, the god of war. For those looking to see into the future, fortune tellers are on site and will advise you for a small fee. Note, there are multiple Man Mo temples throughout Hong Kong, but this location on Hollywood Road is the largest and most famous. Address: 124 to 126 Hollywood Road, Sheung Wan, Hong Kong. (20) Tsim Sha Tsui. At the southern tip of Kowloon, Tsim Sha Tsui, or simply TST, is a center for shopping and entertainment that gives visitors a true sense of all Hong Kong has to offer. A hive of commerce and culture, the Tsim Sha Tsui neighborhood reflects the essence of Hong Kong. There are several eateries, shops, and other distinctive sellers along Nathan Road, which is the major thoroughfare through the neighborhood. On the nearby Canton Road, you can locate high-end stores if you're looking for the top-notch luxury Hong Kong advertises. At the southern end of the neighborhood, you'll find the Clock Tower, a Hong Kong landmark. Nearby, the Tsim Sha Tsui Cultural Complex is the premier cultural center in the country and includes tourist attractions such as the Hong Kong Space Museum and the Hong Kong Museum of Art. In the evening, the waterfront is the perfect place to watch the nightly light show, lighting up the sky and skyscrapers across the harbor. Above are the top 20 best places to visit in Hong Kong. In addition to the points listed by the HTP channel, Hong Kong has many other attractions waiting for you to discover. If you have time, remember to watch other attractive places in the channel. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.